What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Front Yard Fantasy Hour presented by FanDuel. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Joey Wright and Jean-Luc Garofalo. What's up, boys?
Let's go. Hype today.
I'm now sponsored by Java Monster. I accepted the sponsorship and drink Java Monster. Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
We're not seeing a dime of that.
Yeah, Joey,
neither am I.
Holding out on the Java Monster sponsorship money from us. We'll talk about this after the show. Guys, also joining us today, we have a very special guest, a great friend of the show and a great person, Mauricio Gutierrez. For those of you that do not know Mauricio, come on, first of all.
Come
on. Vamos. Come on, guys. Make sure you're following him over on Twitter at mgutierrezNFL.
Such a good follow.
Mauricio is the man. He is a fantasy football analyst with NFL Fantasy and Espanol Mundo NFL and NFL Mexico, and the founder of Estadio Fantasy. Mauricio, thank you so much for joining the show today, my man.
That's right. Amigos. I really miss you guys.
We missed you.
We have a blast in Canton. John, we miss you too over there. I'm really excited to be here. Really excited.
When
we got I promise one thing for this next show, and we have to do it, right?
Yeah, we have to do it, right? Do we do it? Do we do it right now?
Someone, I think someone wants to join the show right now. Can we do it?
Yeah.
Sorry. Give me 1 second.
All right. You got it. 1 second. Granted.
I wonder who's going to join the show. Who's coming to join the show? We'll see Jay in here going, Mauricio. Well, Mauricio just... Okay. Someone just knocked on my door. 1 second, guys.
Yeah. You gotta open it. It's about to be Mauricio in the luchador.
Yeah, over there with my luchador mask.
Yeah.
So what's funny is I'm the known pro wrestling guy at FYF, and I don't have a luchador mask, and I'm very sad about this.
Wow.
In this moment.
Joey, come on.
I know.
Do I have to send you Máscara de Luchador?
I'll PayPal you money, buddy. I've always wanted one.
I have like plenty, like my.
Oh man, you got like a whole box of.
Yeah.
Looks like a Spider-Man luchador mask.
Yeah, actually it does.
Oh, I thought you were just a mute. You just didn't talk.
Simon looks like luchadora.
This is amazing.
Luchador and luchador.
Are we going to keep the mask all the show?
I don't know. I might get a little sweaty, but
I'm contractually obligated to.
I'm rocking it right now. It's feeling good right now.
How's the audio sounding?
Fantastic. It sounds better with the mask on. I don't know how that works.
Okay. It's the everyday show with the mask.
Every day we show with the mask.
Yeah.
Is it comfortable to wear?
Not that much. I don't know how the
you can take it off. You can take it off.
You have to wear it like for a couple hours, then you don't feel that it's really awkward to have something in your head, but yeah.
You get desensitized to the fact that you just wrapped your head in the bag.
I love that after a couple hours.
Yeah, you're speaking from experience, clearly.
Mauricio, by the end of the show, one of us is going to get unmasked, which we know is no bueno right there. So
it's like wrestling, like mascara versus mascara, mask versus mask. Okay.
Now I am the host, so who knows if I mess up here, it's going to just be me right away. We'll see what happens. We got him on the chat. What's up? Welcome in here supporting Mauricio and hanging out with us. And then Dame in the chat as well. What's up, Dame? We got Dame Overboard today, not Dame Overlord today.
Oh, thank God.
Back to
Dame
I'm done
Overboard.
bowing. I'm done bowing.
And then Jay in here says, me, Joey, and Mauricio is the next AEW Trios champ.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would
let's do it? Yeah.
This chat, I'm gonna send you guys a job, a project. What would Mauricio, Jay, and I's tag team name be? What would our trio's name be? Have fun with the chat. Go ahead.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of something.
Mr. Scamper's in here. What's up, Mr. Scamper? He says hello, and then Mauricio.
Yeah.
Guys, before we get started with our game, we had a question in here from DJ that I think we start the show off with. Mauricio, I'm going to come to you first. DJ wants to know, should he trade Curtis Samuel for Miles Sanders? So this may be team dependent, but which of those players would you prefer to have on your team?
Yeah, in a vacuum, I think I would prefer Miles Sanders because the running back position is like really hard to get, and Miles Sanders is doing like everything in the Eagles. The offense is looking great. and I really like Miles Sanders. I think Curtis Samuel, the target share is going to drop a little bit when Terry McLaurin it's looked like a little bit more from Carson Wentz. So give me Miles Sanders.
I'm with you 100%, Mauricio. I think Curtis Samuel, while he is a guy who I would love to pick up off the waiver and put on my team, I'm not expecting this level of volume for the whole year. It's going to even out. We're going to see it mixed. It's really all of the targets are going to those three guys. And I think it's just going to be kind of spread around. We're going to get some mix and match games. So this to me would be Miles Sanders. And I'm not very high on Miles Sanders. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel right now is the wide receiver 8 through 2 weeks. I don't expect that to continue. I view him more as like a high-end wide receiver 3, like low-end wide receiver 2 as like his ceiling to where he's going to end the year, right? That being said, it's a lot harder to replace the Miles Sanders production on your team than it is the Curtis Samuel production. Like, I think you probably have another wide receiver that end of year is going to provide like similar value to Curtis Samuel. Miles Sanders, like Mauricio said, it's just difficult to find starting running backs available. And if you can trade Curtis Samuel, a guy you drafted late for a Miles Sanders, JL, are you having trouble taking me seriously with this mask?
I am having such a hard time because I spend so many hours of my day talking to you. It just in the mask is just it's getting me, man. I don't know what to do.
I never imagined like talking about fantasy football with a mask on.
With the mask
Never in my life I thought about it.
Not a single person in the chat.
That's why Simon bought that mask.
was just for this. No, when I was in Mexico City, I went to Friday Night Lucha and it changed my life. And the rest of my trip, I spent hunting down masks and shirts and everything I could find. If I walked past a stand selling masks, I bought 3 more. I just like, I couldn't help it. It was the most electric sporting environment I've ever been in my entire life. Like there was nothing more electric than that arena.
And you laid out to me who you saw that night, and you didn't know who you saw. And my mind was exploding. Like you saw Penta and Ray Phoenix, and I was just like, oh my god! And these are like modern luchadors right now, like best in the world. So yeah, you saw good stuff too, though, buddy.
It was incredible. Albert in here. What's up, Albert? Welcome in. And Carlos said, I feel at home here today. Not that I don't usually, but it's just more Mexican today. I'm glad we can make you feel a little bit more at home, Carlos.
But more Mexican.
Perfect. Guys, today we brought Mauricio here, not just to wear luchador masks, but to play a game we call Poll Perception. Before we get into that, though, a couple reminders. Number 1, if you're not already following our guest Mauricio on Twitter, fix it right now. He's on Twitter at mgutierrez NFL. We should get it up there below the face. We'll see if we can get that figured out. Get it on there below the screen. So after you follow him, though, if you're watching this show, make sure you hit that like button on this video and subscribe to FanDuel on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button. And then after that, check out FanDuel across all of their social platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Zynga, MySpace, AIM, whatever other blogging platform that you use. They're at FanDuel on all of these platforms, except for some of the ones that I listed. And they have a whole team of awesome content creators helping you guys win some money and win your leagues. Woo. You guys ready to get into some poll perception?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Yeah.
Mauricio, I'm gonna have to call it here. Okay. I think you've won the battle.
That's it. 9 minutes.
9 minutes. That was like 9 minutes, and I call it.
9 minutes is when we started the stream. That's there like 5 minutes.
Mauricio is
I'm going to bring back Mauricio. We all there. Okay.
Oh yes, yeah, please. Please, bring back
Mauricio. That was you? What? Oh my god.
I miss you guys. How are you?
Good. There was this really cool guy here for a second.
Yeah.
I know.
He said he was gonna send me $100.
And then just this really weird guy in a pink mask too was hanging around over here. Not sure where he went. He's probably off doing something weird, like pre-grating his block of cheese and putting it in a Ziploc bag in his fridge instead of just buying shredded cheese.
Did you do that today?
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
I did do that. Not today, but yesterday. I pre-shredded a whole block of cheese just so that I would have it available. Guys, today we are playing Poll Perception with, surprise, Mauricio. It was him the whole time. Absolutely shocked. Guys, today we are playing Poll Perception. It's the game that tests your understanding of the public's perception of fantasy football players. So how it's going to work is before the show, I found 7 polls online, 7 juicy, succulent, delicious fantasy football or NFL-related polls. I'm going to propose one of these polls to a contestant. So, Joey, I may ask you, what percentage of people chose side A in this poll?
2.
It'll always be side A that you're guessing. Joey sets the line at 2. JL
dingus.
and Mauricio, your job would then be to guess whether the actual answer is over or under Joey's guess.
Good guess.
Joey, the closer you are, the more points you'll get. 10 if you're exactly right, 1 if you're 15 away. Scales up in between that range. JL and Mauricio, you guys would get points for correctly picking the over-under. 2 points if you correctly pick the over-under. There is a third option that you can choose to do. It has never been successfully hit on the show, but I have to say it every time. If you think the person guessing is exactly right, not over or under, you can queen bee it. You can go for the glory and call the queen bee, at which point you will get 10 points as well with the person who guessed it. We've got 6 polls like this. Then the 7th and final poll, all of you will be guessing a number. There will be no more over-under nonsense on that last poll. Whoever's the closest is going to get 5 points, unless you hit it right on, in which case you'll get 10. And the person with the most points at the end of that round is our poll perception champion. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah. And if you got fantasy questions, if you got Thursday night start sit questions or week 3 start sit questions, throw them in the chat and play along. Play along while we're playing, but throw them in the chat. We will get to them in between the rounds.
We will get into them. Mauricio,
Nice.
Since you are a guest today, I'm going to let you decide. Do you want to go first, second, or third in this game? The order of the polls is already determined.
This is an important decision, Mauricio.
Yeah, totally.
Might be the most important decision of your life.
Let's go.
I want to get ahead of myself, but
number 2.
Number 2.
Number 2, yeah.
Fail.
Right in the middle.
I always skip over you on this. Like, you just get the scraps of whatever's left.
And you're going to do it again?
No, I'm going to come to you this time and say, JL, would you like to go first or third?
I would like to go third.
Okay,
Darn.
Joey, that means you
Third's
are
my
up
favorite.
first.
That's all right. I can win in
Mauricio
the one spot.
going to be second in this game. And JL, I forgot your name for a second, is going to go third.
Alarming.
You don't have to switch the order around, so that's helpful, Simon.
Thank you guys for doing that. I appreciate it. It's really hard to click and drag those boxes to switch the order up. It just throws off the whole show. So
Is it? Let me
I
try
appreciate you guys doing that right there. Guys, before we get started with this game in round 1, we had a couple questions. Wanted to make sure we hit some of these. DJ said, should I pick up Kadarrell Hodge on waivers? Joey, is that someone that you're targeting on the waiver wire?
I mean, if you've got a deep bench, and I'm talking like a deep bench in like a 14-team league, maybe grab Kadarrell Hodge. He's not somebody that I'm that excited about.
No. Joe, what about you?
I feel the same as Joey, maybe in deeper leagues, but I'm certainly not starting him.
Mauricio, is he someone that you're targeting on the waiver wire?
Only if you are Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith.
Yeah, only if you're Arthur Smith. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That'd be good, yeah.
I'm not trying
I don't think he has a choice.
If you own an actual NFL team, yes.
Yeah, if this is Arthur Smith in the chat, then the answer is probably yes.
There we go. Edward wants to know, is Kittle playing? So do you guys know any update on if George Kittle is expected to play this weekend? Last I saw, he was still questionable to play, but I'm kind of expecting him to be on the field on Sunday. Like that is my expectation based on the language from the 49ers, but we'll see. Mauricio, what do you think? Do you have a similar expectation?
Me too. I think he's playing. I think he's a top 5 tight end this week.
Oh man, I hope so. I hope he comes back and just blows it up.
He did log a limited practice today. Today's Thursday, right?
That's good news.
Yeah.
Hopefully he logs a non-limited game on Sunday. That would be phenomenal.
Non-limited game would be ideal for sure.
He's playing Denver, and that's like the only position Denver's been weak at. Is
they're unlimited, so
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah, now they're unlimited.
Elias in here saying, what's up? What's up, Elias? Welcome in.
Elliot.
Glad to have you here. And Bam said, I just traded DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Fant, and Godwin for Debo, Mooney, and Freiermuth. Thoughts? JL, what do you think about this one?
I'm trying to map this out. So DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson.
No.
All right, so we'll break this down one by one. DJ Moore or Debo. I'd rather have Debo. Robbie Fant. I've heard it as Robbie. Like I keep reading it as Robbie Fant even before. Robbie Anderson, and we'll just say Noah Fant for. No, I'll just keep it Robbie Anderson and Godwin for Mooney. I think Godwin for Mooney is I'd rather have Godwin by a lot, and then Freiermuth or Fant. I'd rather have Freiermuth. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with the left side of this. I'm gonna go with DJ Moore, Godwin, Fant, Robbie Anderson.
Here's why I disagree, JL. I get it the way that you broke it down, and this is a close trade, I think, but
it is pretty close.
you're consolidating a little bit on the other side. I think you're upgrading at tight end and you are upgrading at least one wide receiver position, right? I'm assuming maybe DJ Moore sitting on your bench. So now your starting lineup, you're upgrading that wide receiver with Debo. Mooney is a depth piece. He's not an upgrade over these guys right now with what we've seen from the Bears, but Freiermuth is upgrading your tight end position. It looks heavy on the left side, but when I look at this and break it down, I think there's a good chance your starting lineup looks better after this trade. So I'm cool with it. Mauricio, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm with you, Simon. I think there's a strong chance Freiermuth is going to be his starting tight end. Devo Samuel, probably his top wide receiver. I like the trade.
Joey, do you agree, or are you on JL's side on this one?
I'm on no one's side. No, I actually would rather have the Debo Mooney Freiermuth side, and not just because I love Pat Freiermuth, but for me, Robbie and Fant, like I'm not expecting a whole lot from them this year. And so it's DJ Moore and Chris Godwin for Debo Mooney and Freiermuth. And I like that better. I do. And, but I completely understand the Godwin for me is really what hangs me up on this trade. Cause I do like Chris Godwin a lot when he comes back.
But Godwin is the difficult piece here. I feel like Godwin is definitely the piece that makes this complicated.
Yeah. Hopefully he's back soon. Right.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
that was so disappointing week one to see him like pull up, like they put him out on the field. You got excited that he was playing and then just immediately back injured. That was
it's heartbreaking.
As a Bucs fan, like I was really, really surprised he played week one. I thought they were going to hold him out till week 4. Even if he was healthy, just because they're so built for the playoffs. But I'm not saying I should coach the Bucs, but
but maybe you should coach the Bucs.
I would have made sure Mike Evans didn't get kicked out last week. So
Coop
even though it was Brady's fault, but
Brady's fault.
Yeah, I can go off about that if you need me.
Let's schedule a rant session, Joey, where you can just rant for 30 minutes on air.
Brady's fault.
Elias had another question for us. Said, who should I start at wide receiver 2? Michael Thomas, Christian Kirk, or Curtis Samuel? This is a good question. I'm going with Christian Kirk. For me, I've seen enough to trust his production, and there's a little bit of upside there as well. Mauricio, where are you going? Are you going Michael Thomas, Christian Kirk, or Curtis Samuel?
I'm going Christian Kirk. I really love the utilization of Christian Kirk. He's a clear wide receiver 1 in a really good offense, at least what we've seen about the Jaguars, right? Christian Kirk has been productive, only 18 targets, but the production has been there. Yeah, I prefer Christian Kirk this week.
Yeah. Joey, what about you?
Yeah, I've been the Michael Thomas guy beating the drum pretty much all season, but I'm going Christian Kirk here. I love how much usage he's getting in this Jacksonville offense. I think Christian Kirk right now might be one of the best draft values from this season. Like anybody that got Christian Kirk, you got him at a huge discount for what he's been giving you so far. Now, it's only 2 weeks. We'll see what's coming up soon. But yeah, I like Christian Kirk this week against the Chargers.
Maybe we should have followed that money. I kept calling him the $20 million man all offseason, and then I didn't draft him once. Was like, no, I'm not paying that price. And looks like I was wrong. Looks like I was absolutely wrong. Guys, let's go ahead and get started with this game. Round 1. Joey, you are up first, I believe. Here is your first poll.
I'm ready for my poll.
Who would you rather roster in Dynasty? Side A, Drake London. Side B, DK Metcalf. What percentage of people said Drake London in this poll?
People love Drake London this week. Boy, I picked a bad week to stay off Twitter, didn't I? No. I am going to go. I love the usage that Drake London is getting in Atlanta in that offense this early into his rookie season. It's pretty impressive. I still think DK Metcalf is gonna win this. But I think it's going to be really close. I'm going to go 49% Drake London. I'm going to say it's really close between the two. And a month ago, that this question is not even a poll. Like it's ridiculous to even ask this question. But man, London, he has looked fantastic.
And a reminder to everybody watching, throw your guesses in the chat. Play along with us. We'll shout you out if you're super close, and we'll mock you to no end if you're really bad. But it's all part of the fun. I mean, it's at least fun for us to mock you.
And we expect the same from you.
You know what's fun is I'm looking at my rankings. I've only done one sweep this week, but I have London and DK Metcalf back to back, and I have London one spot ahead of DK.
Back to back. Mauricio,
back to back.
Joey's guess was 49% on the Drake London side. What percentage do you think the actual percentage is over or under Joey's guess of 49%?
For me, it's going to be over. The Drake London hype, it's really, really out of control this week because of all the usage and the target share and all the Kyle Pitts nonsense and all that stuff. And DK Metcalf haven't had like a great start of the year and all the question marks around the QB situation in Seattle. So I think, Drake London is going to win this. I go over.
An over from Mauricio. JL, are you following Mauricio on the over? Or are you taking the under on Joey's guess of 49%?
I am 100% following Mauricio. I think it's going to be Drake London. I think the recency bias for sure, like Mauricio brought up. And I think these guys are probably similarly valued in terms of like lifetime value. I see. I think DK Metcalf's very talented. He's in a bad situation. Drake London is a lot more potential than realized value so far. So I think they each have their trade-offs, but I'm going to go over.
Double overs. We had some guesses in the chat. Carlos with 89%. Mr. Scampers with 94%.
94%.
Elias with 70%. Albert at 55%. So
this is what it's going to be 13%.
Dame
I've
at
been here before.
63%. Shevin with 76%. And DJ coming in letting us know that he thinks it's the London side that's going to come out on top. Well, the actual percentage of people that chose Drake London over DK Metcalf in this poll was 79%.
Wow.
Joey, I'm sorry, you were 30 percentage points off, so no points to you. But 2 points to Jalen and Mauricio. Joey, you seem shocked by that. If you're in a dynasty league, which of these guys are you preferring? Like, who would you prefer to have on your dynasty roster?
Like, listen, we're one season away from DK Metcalf having a competent quarterback. And DK this season, it's not a lost season. He was good with Geno last year. They can work it out this year. I don't think Dino. Why did I say Dino? DK and Geno together.
Yes,
oh boy,
Dino Metcalf.
Dino Metcalf.
Dino Smith. Dino Smith-Calf.
Best haircuts this side of St. Louis.
I mean, for this week, I say that I'm playing Drake London, and it might just be that each week London moves up higher and higher, and DK moves lower and lower as the week season's progressing. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's 70% because. I mean, we've seen DK. We've seen him do it. We've seen 2 weeks of Drake London in the NFL. So,
yeah, but it could be anything. Even that season we got from DK
he could be DK Metcalf. Yeah.
He could be DK Metcalf. Mr. Scammers in here says hype versus reverse hype. That's exactly what's going on here. You got a player that people are very recently super excited about and a player that people are very recently super not excited about. And I think that made it maybe a little bit more extreme than they are actually valued together. Joey, you are at 0 points. Jalen and Mauricio have 2 after that, but it's still anybody's game. We had some questions in the chat before we move on to your first poll, Mauricio. DJ wanted to know, is it safe to start Rashad Bateman at New England? So, Mauricio, I'll come to you first. How are you feeling about this matchup for Rashad Bateman?
I like Rashad Bateman. His explosiveness and the chemistry that he has already with Lamar Jackson. I love it. Some guys in the community, I see that they're worried about target share for Rashad Bateman, that we need more targets for him. And yeah, actually, we could be better with more targets. But 25% target share is not bad for Rashad Bateman. I love that he's like one play away to explode. And with Lamar Jackson, you can expect that every week. I love Rashad Bateman this week as like wide receiver 2. I have a thing. Wide receiver 19 in my rankings.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mauricio. I think he's a wide receiver 2 this week, and you can be comfortable starting him and every week. Like truly, he's one of those guys where with his role in this offense, regardless of game script, regardless of matchup, he's a necessary piece, and I want to start him going forward. And then Coop this morning brought up a great point on our morning show. He brought up we saw multiple drives kind of get stolen from the Ravens, and that's a positive thing for the Ravens, but a kickoff return, right? That's a whole drive stolen. That's a couple targets potentially stolen. A huge 60-yard touchdown run from Lamar Jackson. That's a drive stolen. Now that's probably going to happen a couple more times this year. We see it, but these drives in these games are real plays, like potentially an additional 10 plays a game, right? Whenever one of these drives is stolen from them, that those targets could go to Rashad Bateman. Jail, Are you comfy with this dude?
Am I comfy with Rashad Bateman?
Yeah. You like how I asked that question? You comfy with this dude?
I did. Yeah, I'm comfortable with Rashad Bateman. Like this is exactly what we were expecting for Rashad Bateman. Like this what we've seen so far should be of no surprise, I think, to anybody. Rashad Bateman was never going to be a Devontae Adams type guy because there's just not enough passing volume in that offense. Like Mauricio mentioned, the upside, big play upside from Lamar, and the fact that he is the guy next to Mark Andrews there gives him massive upside. But you're gonna have games where it isn't there. You know, they either run heavy or they just don't use him. They just use Mark Andrews. It happens. It happens in these offenses that are low pass volume.
Yeah.
So comfy.
So comfy. Carlos is in here, says, I have Brady, but I'm planning on benching him this week. Wentz, Goff, or just go with Brady? Joey, which of these quarterbacks would you be starting this week?
Yeah, I have Wentz one spot ahead of Brady. I really do.
Wild.
And it's, you know, with Mike Evans is going to miss a week. Green Bay is good against receivers. Boy, how things change in 2 weeks. To tell me, if you would have said, Joey, you're going to go on FanDuel and say that you would start Carson Wentz over Tom Brady, I would say you're wrong. I won't do that, but here I am. So
Here you are.
Yeah, I do. I've got Wentz one spot of Brady. Goff, I'm a little bit lower on, but I like that matchup with Minnesota. We've seen the Lions really show out this year, offensively, not defensively.
I'm still rolling Brady out there. I don't have the cojones to bench him for Goff or Wentz. Like, I'm just gonna straight up say it the way it is. Maybe it's the wrong decision, but I'm playing Tom Brady. If I were to pivot, I do think it would be to Jared Goff. We've seen this Lions offense cooking, and I like the matchup against Minnesota. So I think I would switch to Goff, but I'm playing Brady. Mauricio, what are you doing here?
If you want to play it safe, go with Brady. If you want upside, I will take Jared Goff against the Vikings. Yeah,
Jared Goff against the Vikings. Mauricio said, if you want to be a wimp like Simon, play Brady. But if you want that upside, plug in Jared Goff. JL, where are you going here?
This is pretty close. I would go Carson Wentz, though. Carson Wentz against Philadelphia.
One more before we jump into our next poll. Brandon said, who do I start at wide receiver 2? Deontay Johnson, Marquise Brown, CeeDee Lamb, or Drake London, full PPR? Now, that's a question. Mauricio, which of these 4 players would you be starting this week?
Probably start Marquise Brown. I still believe in Marquise Brown, even if there's a Greg Dortch over there like stealing targets.
The Dortch.
But I like Marquise Brown have him as wide receiver 16 this week, and the other one probably Drake London because of the hype and the target and all that stuff and the upside. But I think there's a big game for Deontay Johnson coming today against the Browns. The targets, the usage of Deontay Johnson has been like we want to be, but the Steelers has been really inefficient, and I think this can change today. So give me Marquise Brown and Deontay Johnson.
I would be with you on the Deontay Johnson. My only concern is they're expecting like huge gusts of wind tonight at that game, like 20 to 30 mile per hour gusts of wind during that game. And with Mitch Trubisky throwing the ball, I'm not sure how much the Steelers are going to want Milky Trubisky slinging it in 20 mile per hour winds out there. So I agree with the narrative. I think we've got a big Deontay Johnson week coming. We have to. The Steelers offense needs him to have a big week to get going. I'm just not convinced it's tonight. I don't know. I'm going Marquise Brown here as my guy. JL, what about you?
I think I would go CeeDee Lamb against the Giants. The Giants secondary has been playing pretty decently this year so far, but I think CeeDee Lamb he's going to be the focus in this game. And I think this Arizona LA Rams game might just go differently than we think. 48.5 over under currently, which is pretty middle of the pack. But I think it could be, I think I would take the under on that.
Joey, which of these 4 players would you be starting?
I would go Marquise Brown. Sorry, my daughter just ran in the room. I would go Marquise Brown, but I do like Deontay Johnson tonight. We saw what the Jets did to the Browns last week. Sorry, guys.
Do not apologize.
What a
very cute little girls. Very cute little
What a
girls.
sentence.
Mauricio, are you ready for your first poll?
I don't know, but let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Probably,
Here is your poll. Who do you prefer in Superflex Dynasty? Side A, Trey Lance, or side B, Tua Tagovailoa? What percentage of people chose Trey Lance in this poll?
The poll was made this week?
Yes, all of these polls are
Okay,
from. This poll was made less than 24 hours ago.
Okay, great. So I think side A, Trey Lance, is going to be 47%.
47% on the Trey Lance side?
Yeah, I think so. Because of the injury and all that some people think that the 49ers is going to be better with Jimmy Garoppolo. And we've seen Tua Tagovailoa explode, and he's going to be like linked with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill for a long term. I think he's going to win this one.
He's going to take over 47% on the Trey Lance side. JL, are you taking the over or under on Mauricio's guess of 47%?
I feel like I'm going to be mad at the results of this poll, no matter what they are. Like, how reactionary are we? I mean, I guess it is a pretty big thing. Trey Lance breaking his ankle, that is a pretty big development. But still, like, one good game from Tua, or like 1.5 good games from Tua, and everybody on the flip of a snap just immediately on the Tua train.
Some of us have had Tua as a top 10 dynasty quarterback, even going back before this season.
Bro.
John Luke.
You and me, bro. You and me.
We on this Tua train together.
Tua train. Choo-choo.
Welcome, everybody.
49% Trey Lance. I want to go
47
over.
Is what he said.
47%. I want to still go over.
JL taking the over on this one. You think more people selected Trey Lance? Joey, are you taking the over or under on Mauricio's guess of 47%?
I'm going with is it the first rule of fantasy is go with your heart?
That's rule 5, actually.
Rule 5.
Rule
5, go with your heart. I have never been on Trey Lance. I think I just have something against North Dakota State quarterbacks. I don't know what it is that I have against them. I had a friend that played softball for them, so I should like them more. But I'm going with the Tua side, so I'm going to go under on this. And I heard a stat. It was that Tua's only played. Trey Lance has only played 25 games of football in the last 7 years, or something like, or the last 5 years. He's only played 25 games, and I don't know if we've seen it from Lance can tell that he's going to be an NFL comparable quarterback. So I'm going with Tua on the side. So it's going to be under.
The fact that Trey Lance wasn't playing super well before he got injured, I'm sure is going to affect this bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was also put in like the worst game situation for week 1 ever in that monsoon, right? Like, but you're right.
There's one thing I know about Twitter and fantasy football players is that they don't spend a ton of time looking into the details like that.
Nah, and that box score doesn't show the monsoon on it. It just shows the statistics. DJ in here guessing 90% to us, so 10% on the Trey Lance side. Dame with 42, Chevin going with 2%. Mr. Scampers with 33. We got Kalua in here saying 30% for Lance in his opinion. Kilua. Chevin in here with 20%. Rushman saying 0%. Man, we got some Lance haters in here. Carlos with 49%. Albert with 45%. And Ellie saying should be 70% Lance, but it's going to be 45 because of the injury. And
I think 70% would have been like pre-Lance injury. That's what I would have thought.
Also, Dame letting us know I was on that train at the drink cart the whole time. Yeah, everyone else is getting on this train, and me, Dame, and JL are already sloshed from the drink
7 a.m. Eastern time. We're all drunk.
We've been drinking on the Tua train since this last offseason. The actual percentage of people that chose Trey Lance in this poll was 26%. 26 percentage points. Mauricio, I'm sorry. You're joining Joey outside of that range. No points for this one. But Joey, you've made this a tie game. This is the only result that could have made it a tie game. Mauricio being more than 15 percentage points away, JL guessing it wrong, and you guessing it right. But it is now 2-2.
I assume, sorry, JL, I assume like the Trey Lance train is almost empty.
Yeah, people. Yeah, if you want to see, tickets are readily available for that Trey Lance train.
Empty. Wow. I was actually gonna take the under, but Simon, you had like taken me I had said like I ended the sentence on over, and I was like, that's fine. I'll just go over. And now that I got it wrong, I'm like, damn it, JL.
Believable story, JL. Believable story.
I'm not gonna get the point, so it doesn't matter.
I have like a fantasy football question. So with Superflex Dynasty, when you can have 2 quarterbacks with your set, because both of these guys, you might have them as like the highest you said QB 10. with that. So they probably pretty much borderline QB2s. So would you favor more towards upside with that second quarterback, or do you rather have safety with the second quarterback?
Depends on my first quarterback. Truly, I think
Yeah,
I know that sounds crazy, but it depends on if my first quarterback is Kirk Cousins, know what I mean? Then I want that second quarterback to be a guy with a ton of upside. If my first quarterback is someone like a Josh Allen, a Patrick Mahomes, a Justin Herbert, give me that Derek Carr as my second quarterback. You know what I mean? Give me this guy that's a little bit safer, a little bit more steady than just pure upside.
Cool.
That's how I feel about it. What about you, JL?
I do the same strategy. I think that's the best. Is pair it. Make sure you have a nice balanced pair, but you really want to, when you're picking that second quarterback, to really factor in the traits of that first quarterback you got.
Absolutely. And everybody watching this, I see all your questions. We're going to be answering some of them throughout the show here. But right after this, over on our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy, Joey and myself with our friend Scott Rainier, aka Munder Difflin, will be live for Fantasy Football Office Hours, where all we're doing is answering your questions. So if we don't get to your question during this show, head on over to our channel, hit that sub button, and join us live at what time is that? At 6 p.m. Eastern time?
Eastern time.
We say 6 p.m. Can we start saying 6:05 so I can go pee?
No.
6:03 p.m. Eastern time is when we'll be over there.
Yeah.
6 p.m. without Joey.
Without Joey. 6:05 with Joey.
6:05 with Joey.
I'll just bring the computer in with me. Just hold one hand, other hand. Never mind. Let's get on with the show.
doesn't have a good track record of computer being in the bathroom. Last time we did that, my head started bleeding.
Yeah. Simon tried to pay out a water bet on stream and cut his head open on the faucet.
Wow.
In the bathtub, home alone. Wow. Yeah.
We need to get a montage of all the FYF injuries on stream. I've been stabbed on stream. Simon's had his head popped open.
That's it. So just those
are the two.
Yeah,
those are the two injuries.
Well,
I've fallen out of my chair.
Got a little bit crazy.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing that's ever happened at FYF.
My feelings get injured all the time, but no other physical ones. Just
JL, are you ready for your first poll?
Yep.
Let's do this. We started with some dynasty. You're going to get a dynasty poll as well, JL. Then we're moving into some redraft for the next round. But here's your poll. Dynasty, side A, Kyle Pitts. Side B is a 2024 first plus Pat Freiermuth. This was all the information we were given. We weren't told if it was Superflex or anything. What percentage of people are taking side A, Kyle Pitts, in this poll?
Yeah, this trade is dumb. This is a dumb trade. Nobody's making this trade. You're going to take a first in 2 years? So many things could happen in 2 years. This might not even be a country. It might be dead. You don't even know.
Maybe the league doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Exactly. So it's got to be the Kyle Pitts side. How much? I'm going to go 81%. No, I'm going to go 83%.
83% from JL. Final answer?
Yep.
Joey, are you taking the over or under on JL's guess of 83%?
JL gave me a lot of room on the underside.
Always do, baby.
Yeah. I don't know why that was so funny. At 81, I would have really had to sit here and think and drag it out. But with 83, I can take I'm going to take the under just because
Joey
There's
taking
a lot
the
of
under.
Steelers fans.
I thought you were going to go over.
Mauricio, are you taking the over, the under on JL's guess of 83%?
It's a good guess,
I start to sense panicking on Kyle Pitts. I'm going to go under.
We've got double unders, and we got some guesses in the chat as well. First of all,
if you are
Fantasy
panicking
Dog,
in Dynasty about Kyle Pitts after 2 games in 2022,
that would be that biggest overreaction ever, right?
Yes.
Truly.
Yeah. Listen,
Maybe
if this is you, I'm not trying to disparage you. Listen, it's a game. Everybody, this is a game of choices. You got to make a lot of choices in this game. But I'm going to give you a gift right now. Subscribe to Front Yard Fantasy on YouTube. We're going to make sure that we're going to get you up to fight and weight at least by the end of the season. We got you.
Is that a JL promise?
That's a JL promise. You sound terrified. Where did you just come from? Just came from nowhere.
Do a couple little surprises.
Is that a JL promise?
Disappear, then come back. And is that a JL promise? If I'm just gonna follow you around all day and start saying that. Fantasy Dog, what's up? Welcome in. Also, DJ in here saying 100% on the Freiermuth side.
Wow. Just Freiermuth.
Just
get the first out of there.
Up for
Get
Pitts.
the move
DJ
we don't care about the pick. Yeah.
Carlos said 64%. Fantasy Dog with 89%. Albert in here with 72%. Dame guessing 66. Jay guessing 73%. And Scampers guessing 77. Fantasy Dog said, I'm getting 5 points on this one.
I hope Fantasy Dog likes cats because Scampers is very important to us, and I don't want anything to happen to him.
They're like the cat and dog that get along. Know what I mean?
Okay, good. I like
right
those.
There.
Yeah, let's do that.
And Kalua in here with 87%.
Hey.
The actual percentage of people that chose Kyle Pitts over the 24 first and Pat Fryermuth was 76%. JL, by changing your answer, you price yourself out of a couple points. You were within 5 at 81. Now you're within 10. So that's going to give you 3 points. Mauricio and JL, or Mauricio and Joey, you correctly predicted the over-under. So you are going to get 2 points. JL, that does give you a slight lead of 5-4 after our first round.
Ooh,
you are up by 1 point on these two, but man, this is so close. This could literally go to anybody down here. And in the chat, Mr. Scampers, 1 percentage point off.
Good job,
Scampers. Yeah, Mr.
Let's
Scampers.
go.
Treat yourself to some catnip for that guess.
Meow.
Let's hit at least one of these questions before we go into our next one. A reminder to everybody watching, we're running through these. We're going to keep answering them. But if we do not get to yours, head on over to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy right after this for office hours. We're going to be doing nothing but answering your questions. I wanted to hit this one. Now, DFS may not be our primary specialty, but Edward said a sneaky player for DFS. And I maybe got a hot take for this game. And it's that I don't really think there are sneaky players for this game. I think this game is going to be very, very chalk. The wind is blowing heavy. They've got stud running backs in Najee Harris, Nick Chubb, quarterbacks that they don't want slinging the ball around anyways. Like, I think you're going to get a defensive heavy game. So like those defenses are smart to play, but that's going to be chalk. Like people are going to be plugging those defenses in like crazy. And then Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, maybe a Kareem Hunt touchdown. Like I'm not getting sneaky. I'm not getting cute this week. Maybe an option is plug in one of the backup running backs, like a Jalen Warren or something like that. And maybe an injury forces a player out and then you've got that guy starting. But that's the only way I'm getting cute here. Are there any names that like speak out to you guys as potential sneaky DFS plays tonight?
Not
tonight. Is he asking specifically for tonight?
I'm assuming for tonight because there's the slate tonight where you're just playing the single game matchup. Like that's what I'm assuming here.
Let me go look. I'm gonna go over to FanDuel and take a look and see what
over on the FanDuel.
Because I had my regular FanDuel pulled up.
Maybe any Mauricio, do you have any interest in any of like the secondary receiving options for the Browns, like a DPJ, a David Njoku or something like that?
Last night I was in a stream and was like, you're like craziest prop bet. And I was like, David Njoku to score the first touchdown of the night.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. And the sneaky play, I didn't knew about the wins, but I like George Pickens.
George Pickens. Yeah, 100%.
7,500 on FanDuel for tonight. Like that is great value. Yeah. I'm making a lineup right now as we're talking, and I'm putting George Pickens in my lineup.
Oh,
there we go.
Let's see what else we got?
Jail, any names for you?
10% if you win, right?
Yeah, Joey, make sure you give Mauricio his commission on that one.
Thank you.
Joey, are you ready for your next poll? You're going to have to pause that lineup for a second while you answer this question.
I can talk through it. No, yeah.
Joey said, no problem. Joey, here's your poll. PPR redraft.
Okay.
Who would you rather have in PPR redraft? Side A, Christian Kirk. Side B, Derrick Henry. What percentage of people said Christian Kirk in this poll based on 694 votes?
So we threw a lot of love at Christian Kirk earlier in the show. However, the love is not going to end here. It's just going to like, listen, we love you, Christian Kirk, but it's Derrick Henry over there. And it is redraft. So I am going to, man, I want to go low on the Kirk side, like low. I'm going to go 11. Oh, not even that. I want to give myself room though. 10% Christian Kirk.
10% Christian Kirk for Joey. Jail or Mauricio, you're up next. Do you think the actual answer is over or under? And before we go into this, I forgot to mention, we now have a new rule. There are 2 new options that you can guess as well. If you think your opponent's answer is way off, 15 percentage points or more, you can guess way over or way under. Now, this is a double or nothing mechanic. If you guess way over and it's only 11% over, you're going to get 0 points. But if it is 15% or more over, you will get 4 points, double those points that you're going to get. So that's an option. You now got 5 choices: over, way under, and queen bee. Mauricio, which one of those are you going with on Joey's guess of 10%?
I'm really intrigued with this one. I really want to know the percentage that prefer Derrick Henry. I'm going to be queen bee, 10%.
Mauricio with the queen bee on Joey's guess.
Why not?
Why not? Is Tim watching? It might happen.
The absolute huevos on you, Mauricio.
Yeah.
Oh my! I did not think I could respect you
Mauricio,
anymore.
I already love you, but if this happens, this bonds us for life.
Holy shit, Mauricio! I did not expect this out of you.
What I learned the last time I played Pole Perception, if you have to play with
cojones, huevos.
That's
with
right.
gestures, with
lots of hand gestures to communicate what you mean.
JL, are you going with the over, under, way under, or the queen bee on Joey's guess of 10%?
Give me the queen bee, baby. Mauricio, let's run!
It's an all queen bee on this one. Mr. Scamper said, somebody call Tim. And Dame is in here just absolutely loving it.
If we hit this, I'm going to lose it, guys.
The stream's gonna explode. My daughters are going to take over the show for me. Yeah.
My neighbors are going to call the police, probably.
Wait, this is really, honestly, I don't want to hit this.
I don't want this to happen.
I don't want it to happen because they will get points.
Yeah, of course.
But you will get points.
I will, but if I'm 1% off, you guys will get nothing.
Nothing, and you got points. Yeah.
True. That would be better for you, maybe.
You put Joey in a weird situation where being wrong.
He doesn't want to hit him exactly right. Yeah.
I want to win too. So
we had some guesses in here. Mr. Scampers with 8%. Carlos said it's Twitter, 47%. Dane said 14%. Kalua said 16%. Albert with 21%. And Jay hyping up the double queen. And Fantasy Dog said, this is over my head.
This is
not playing that one.
Good boy.
Say good boy. The actual percentage of people that chose Christian Kirk in this poll was 49%. Carlos exactly right.
What?
49%. No. Carlos reading this one saying it's Twitter.
47%. It's Twitter. 47%.
None of us got points, but that was exciting.
I just felt so bad that I was going to be the deliverer of this anticlimactic moment. Like, I wanted it more than you guys, and I already knew the result was negative.
I don't know what to do with all that energy I put into myself.
That's crazy. 49%.
Crazy, right? Insane. 49%. Carlos, the only one even relatively close right here, getting some points on that one. But I'm assuming if you guys had to pick, you're taking Derrick Henry, right?
Yeah. And yeah, like, listen, guys, I've been like ranting to avoid Derrick Henry like for 3 months from now. And even now I'm worried about Derrick Henry, but come on. Yeah, Derrick Henry over Christian Kirk.
Yeah, this is what you don't want to do, because here's the thing: you already paid for Derrick Henry, right? You've already taken that cost and you've sunk it into Derrick Henry. And so by switching for Christian Kirk, who did not have as much of a cost, you're effectively taking that loss, right? Works just like stocks. Instead, it's worth just waiting and seeing if this is something that we're just seeing over 2 weeks, or if this is the new norm for Derrick Henry. It's pretty hard for me to believe that he's going to go from what he did in such a short amount of games last year to an absolute spud. Yep. But I think that it's likely the actual reality is somewhere in between. So I think you'd be making a mistake here unless this somehow you really needed wide receivers and you're stacked at running back.
Yeah, like if Derrick Henry's your RB3 somehow on like a keeper team.
At least wait until Derrick Henry has a crazy game and then try and trade him, because you're just not going to get as much value now.
And he's going to have one. Like he's going to have one.
If you're worried, so is everybody else, you know?
Right.
100%. Before we move on to our next poll, Kalua in here saying, it's my first time in this stream, but I really like all your guys' energy. Great stream to watch. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Haven't you watched Hunter, Simon?
What'd you say?
You watched Hunter x Hunter, right?
I've watched the first 2 episodes of Hunter.
Oh, never mind. I thought you watched the anime, and I was like, keep saying it wrong. I was like,
no, you and Josh kept telling me over and over again that it's the greatest one. So while I had COVID, I started it, but then COVID stopped, and suddenly I had less time to watch anime. Whenever I wasn't sick and bedbound, there's a lot more time to watch anime when you can't leave the bed.
Football is not constant.
When football's not on and you're stuck in a bed, that's anime time right there. We are going to move on to our next poll. Mauricio, this one is for you. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Okay, my poll for you, Mauricio, is PPR redraft. Side A, Ezekiel Elliott. Side B, Curtis Samuel. What percentage of people chose Ezekiel Elliott in this poll?
Okay, like having what we had like done last poll with Christian Kirk and Derrick Henry, we have to learn something about that, right? So I'm going to say
it's a dangerous game you're playing, Mauricio.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. I know, but
you're trying to understand Twitter, trying to tame Twitter. It's a fool.
No one can. No one can. I'm going to say.
While you think about it, Mauricio, when we first started playing this game, I distinctly remember this run where like every single time Simon would over-index for Mike Evans, he would just be like, yeah, everybody believes in Mike Evans the way I do. And he's wrong every time. And then finally on like the 7th game of him just getting wrecked by Mike Evans' poll, he's like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I'm just going to go the other way. Mike Evans, 7%. And on that poll, Mike Evans got like 90% of the poll.
Yeah, it was
like,
brutal.
For me, it's like Zeke Elliott and all the narrative. And now we have a committee with Tony Pollard. And now we don't have Dak Prescott. I'm going to say 29%.
29% from Mauricio. JL, what do you think of that guess? Are you going over, under, way over, way under, or queen bee in it?
Man, this is just like the last trade where this would kill me if I saw somebody make this trade. I think it's gonna be over. I hope and pray that my hope in humanity is not misplaced, and I'll take the over.
JL taking the over on that one. Joey, what about you? Are you following JL on the over, or are you taking the under?
What was the percentage again for Mauricio?
29.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with over.
We got double overs.
Knowledge of many things,
and we got some guesses in the chat here. First, saying you need to watch it. Okay. I promise I'll watch it. I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes.
I'm mid rewatch. It's good. It's a good one.
Fantasy Dog going 12%. DJ with 27. Carlos said, again, Twitter 10%.
Carlos
Dame with 27. Albert with 33. Kalu is saying, I think it's going to be a close one, like 47%. Yeah. And Scamper's saying 22%. The actual percentage of people that chose Ezekiel Elliott in this poll was 33%. Mauricio, you were within 5 percentage points on that one. Bro. You played the game, you read it, and you got it absolutely right. Wow. That is going to add 5 points to your score.
Nice.
Bringing you up to 9. Joey and JL, you're each going to get 2 for correctly picking that one was over. Yes. Making the score 9-7-6 after that round. Man. It is super close. We've got one more poll in the final poll. Got to make sure we've got time for. JL, you ready for your poll?
Yep.
Let's do it. Here we go. PPR redraft. Side A, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Side B, Dalvin Cook. What percentage of people chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll? Mauricio's looking at like, I'm going to kill you. For these polls. He's like,
I'm thinking that this is going to be way out of control. The percentage is going to be crazy.
I will disagree with this percentage no matter what the number is.
Yeah.
Like
me too.
Somehow Simon has like created that effect on every single poll tonight.
And I hope FanDuel is ready for their comment section on this poll because it's going to be heavy.
So I love Fantasy Dog and he says, I'm not guessing this time. I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm out. Those last 2 polls really just took a toll on Fantasy Dog. He's tired. Oh, and then he guessed. JL, what's your answer?
All right. Dalvin Cook, I don't think this is going to be as extreme because Dalvin Cook's not like underperforming the way Derrick Henry is. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is setting the world on fire. So I'm going to go with 51%.
51% on the Amon-Ra St. Brown side, JL?
Yeah.
51%. Joey, do you think the actual answer is over or under what JL said?
I think it's absurd, but I think it's over because I was not aware that Amon-Ra St. Brown was like the next like
God.
I didn't want to say he's the second coming of Christ, but that's how he's being treated.
Named after a God.
I understand. Yeah. All right, let's go St. Brown. It's over.
Joey, very
100%.
Just annoyed that he's saying that, but saying it. Mauricio, are you taking the over or the under here, or way over, way under as well?
For me, it's an easy one, but I don't agree. But it's going to be over. Like if we do a draft today, I'm sure Amon-Ra St. Brown should be picked. Like it's going to be picked in the first round.
Really? Oh
yeah.
My God, that's
the hype.
crazy.
It's insane.
He's on the Lions though.
I know, but it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it's the fourth wide receiver in fantasy points right now, just behind Stephon Diggs and Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill. The hype, it's really
I'm so happy to see him succeeding because I was hyping him up all throughout the offseason. Like I'm glad he's succeeding. But man, first round, like I said, people we switch on a dime, don't we?
I've seen the trades. People are trading Jamar Chase for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like I've seen it. And
you're kidding me.
No, not at all.
Wow.
And not just trading for him in it, but being aggressive and mean about it.
It's good to know that we'll always have jobs.
Yeah.
We got DJ in here guessing 76%, Fantasy Dog with 45, Mr. Scampers with 77%, Albert with 60, Carlos with 55, Jay with 64, Kilowatt with 39, Dame with 70. Well, the actual percentage of people that chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll was 78%. Wow. 78% on Amon-Ra St. Brown out of 712 votes. It's not even like it was a small sample size. 712 votes, 78% Amon-Ra St. Brown. Shout out Mr. Scampers and DJ for being so close on that one. 2% off for DJ, 1% off for Mr. Scampers.
Nice.
So, JL, you were more than 15 percentage points away on that one. You're going to get no points.
A whole lot more.
But
I think we should give JL points because people are dumb.
Mauricio and Joey, you guys are each going to get
dumb people
2 points for getting that one right. Joey, bringing you to 8. Mauricio, bringing you to 11, but it's all going to come down to this.
I should have taken the way over. Wow.
Poll. Yeah, taking the way over, and you'd be 1 point behind Mauricio. This final poll, do you guys have pen and paper handy or a cell phone that you could type a number in on?
I'm going to draw on a picture like I always do, and I already know what my picture is this week.
Okay, here's your final poll. Half PPR. Who would you rather have rest of season? Side A, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Side B, Devontae Adams. Side C, Tyreek Hill. Side D, Christian Kirk. What percentage of people chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll? There's 4 options here.
Oh boy.
I will tell you, back up, I'm going to give you additional context. In the answer choices in this poll, they gave you their current position like as a wide receiver through 2 weeks. Yeah. So I'm going to give that to you as well. Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver 3. Devontae Adams, wide receiver 10. Tyreek Hill, wide receiver 4. And Christian Kirk, wide receiver 7 in half PPR through 2 weeks. Just giving you all the information in there.
I love how you spent this entire show just breaking down our confidence that we know how people feel about
Fantasy Dog's on your team, Jail. He said, I quit. I'm done.
Throw them all
I'm taking my ball and going home. Just out of here. Fantasy Dog, last time we played Poll Perception, you had some right on answers. This has been a rough game.
This is
not for you, just in general.
This is the game. It happens all the time.
Oh, got it ready.
You guys got your answers?
Yeah.
You ready? Yeah.
Let's see them.
Wait, okay. I didn't read
Jail's not done. Jail, don't look at the screen.
Over here.
Guys, wait for my answer.
Okay. Wait, let me put it on.
Oh, and now Jail just puts it up there.
And then the tip broke of the pencil. That's the pencil lead right there next to the 2. It broke on the paper, and it's
Mauricio, I'm going to show you.
I love you.
It's still my phone's. I replaced. I had a great week with Mauricio and Canton, and he took a picture. This picture on my phone. Oh, there it is. It's still my phone background.
That's so delightful. I would just feel like comforted every time I looked at my phone.
It replaced my wife and kids' Christmas photo, and it hasn't changed. And my wife once a week will be like, so when are you going to put us back up? And I'm like, it's all about Mauricio. So
he actually
36%.
replaced all of the frame photos in his house with this picture.
You're
Joey, what does that number say?
36.
36% from Joey.
Oh, man. No, there's too much light.
You could just tell. You could tell.
What's your number, Mauricio?
25.
25 from Mauricio.
Man.
25 from Mauricio, 36 from Joey, 42% from JL. We got some guesses in the chat. 34% from Fantasy Dog, 58 from Carlos, 21 from Albert, 42 from Kalua.
Yay.
DJ with 89%, taking that last poll into account. Dame with 29, Scampers with 33%. And Jay coming in here saying if Mauricio and I got married, he could be Mauricio Felicio.
Oh my God.
That's right. Yeah.
Mauricio.
What?
My favorite
Mauricio
Christmas song is by
Felicio.
Mauricio Felicio.
Mauricio Felicio. Oh my God. That's so funny.
The actual percentage of people that chose Amon-Ra St. Brown in this poll was 29%. Mauricio, you are a poll perception champion today, my man. Congratulations on your
That's
debut.
how you do it.
Wow.
You showed up, you learned from the polls before, you nailed one just right, and then you didn't let the lead go at the end. Great game, Mauricio.
Yeah,
I never like losing, but if I have to lose, I want to lose to a man with as big as cojones as Mauricio.
Absolutely. Also, Fantasy Dog in here. Yes!
Yes!
5 points! You did it! You just had to stick around to the end. Absolutely killed it. Guys, that is going to be it for us this afternoon. Before you go, make sure you go follow our friend Mauricio over on Twitter. He's on Twitter at Gutierrez NFL. It is right there below his face. And if this show wasn't enough to convince you, man, you are hard to please. Mauricio is absolutely the man.
Yeah.
Truly the man. Mauricio, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. I had a blast. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys. I really enjoy it. And it's almost like being with friends is
It is
the
being
best.
with friends.
It is being
the
with friends.
best. Yeah, it is. I'm really
Yeah.
honored. Thank you guys.
I can't wait. I can't wait till
That's the
next time,
best.
Mauricio.
We
Cannot
love
wait
you,
till
brother.
next time. Everybody watching, if you've got some questions for us, or you just want to look at me and Joey a little bit more, head on over to our channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Right after this, as soon as we get off, we're jumping live over there to answer your questions. Joey's even going to hold his pee for the next hour.
Hell no,
to make sure he gets
right now.
he gets to answer your questions. That's it for us this afternoon. We will see you guys in 30 seconds. Until then, though, adios, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Adios.
Enjoy football.
Adios.